Alright, so this is a Google Pixel 6a. It's been out for a number of years already. I think it's been discontinued. You can pick up one of these refurbished on the Google store for like $250, and obviously there's a lot of places that sell these used and renewed and refurbished for typically between $150 to $200. You can get some really poor condition ones for around $100. I found some on Swappa for around a little over $100. And this one here I picked up for $20 on Facebook Marketplace, and that's because for one, it has a lot of cosmetic damage, as you can see here, and a lot of scratches. The whole back here is all scratched up, so cosmetically pretty poor condition. And when you turn it on, you can hear it, well, you can feel it vibrate, but then the screen would be black. And I was like, and this was all disclosed in the listing. I was like, well, okay. I think he wanted $35 for it, and I got him to sell for $20. I figured I'd take a chance and see if maybe it was just some sort of a firmware problem, and it turned out it was. Sometimes you get lucky, sometimes you don't. This is not something I recommend anyone normally do. Obviously, you need to know what you're doing, but basically I did a hard reset on the phone where I did I think it's the volume down plus power button. When you turn it on, that goes into the fast boot mode, and then you can go into recovery mode and basically reset to factory, which is what I did. And that was Android 15, I believe, is what this originally came with, and I actually put Android 16 in here. Put the Android beta. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to get this phone, is I wanted to try the Android beta. But that's all background. Obviously, there's more damage here as well, and you could probably see there's a giant crack right here. There's like a little spot where something must have hit it and landed on it, and it cracked the screen. It still works. The phone is completely functional, as you can see here. No problems. That the screen has a lot of swirl marks and scratches everywhere, some sort of like light scratches pretty much everywhere, and then you have some deeper scratches right over here. You can hear my fingernail kind of rubbing over this area here, and then of course this giant crack which you can feel with your fingernail all the way across, which you can't really see unless you're on a white screen. Then you can kind of see it on a dark screen. It's a little bit hard to tell, but I wanted to put screen protector on here just because I want to keep the screen intact. I don't want this crack getting worse and potentially damaging the digitizer so that the screen wouldn't function anymore. So I picked up one of these UV screen protectors. Now, you can put it like a hydrogel screen protector on here, and that'll probably cover most of the light scratches, but the deep scratches won't come out, and definitely not that crack. So I opted to go for one of these tempered glass screen protectors. It's made for this model, and it actually will glue on to the screen with this stuff called UV glue, and it's like a liquid. You'll put it on there, and you'll put the screen protector on top of that, and it will basically it should, I think, if I'm correct, these surface scratches here, they're kind of deep that my fingernails can kind of rub over. Those should disappear, as well as all of the swirl marks. I'm not confident that the crack will go away, but I think it'll keep the screen more intact so that it won't get worse, which is basically what I'm hoping to prevent. So there's a lot of videos on how to put the UV screen protector on here. This is something that's been known for a while. A lot of videos have been done on that, so I'm not going to actually show you the process of how you do it. Basically, you take the glue and you drip it out over here on the screen, and then you put the screen protector on top, and then it'll spread out. And then you use this, they include this as well. It's a UV light, runs off of USB-C or micro USB, and then you just run it over the top here for a few minutes, and that will cure the glue, it'll solidify it, and then that will set the screen protector and won't come off at that point. And then we'll see what the results are, if those deep scratches will come out or not. So I just want to show you again. You can see right there, those are the ones I'm hoping to basically eliminate, as well as all the swirl marks and everything like that. And then we'll see about this crack. I'm pretty sure that it'll still be there. Maybe it'll be less noticeable, but yeah, I'll just go ahead and put it on, and I'll show you what the results are afterwards. And this is pretty inexpensive. You can get the screen protector with the light and the glue. I got 2 sets just in case I screwed up one. It was only $5, but if you get just one, it's like $3.20. So pretty inexpensive. I picked it up from AliExpress, so they're all about the same price. And I'll put a link in the description if you want to know where to get that for this one. But they make them for pretty much all phones. So if you're wondering how to sort of make your phones a little bit nicer after you've damaged them, this is one way to go. So let me go ahead and put it on here, and I'll show you what the results are afterwards.
A few moments later.
Now I think with a white background, it's somewhat more noticeable. You can see it here, but it's not really coming out on camera. Yeah, it's less noticeable than before for sure. And of course, with the screen protector on here, you don't feel any of the, obviously, the defects that are underneath. It's nice and smooth, of course, over everything. So pretty happy with the results. Not bad for a $20 investment, plus I guess I paid about $5 for 2 screen protectors, used one, so I have another one later if I need it. And then I bought a case for this as well, a little suede leather case here. These are like $3 on AliExpress as well, because I mean, yeah, this is kind of ugly. So let's go ahead and just stick this in here. And with the case on, doesn't look too bad. Didn't spend too much money on this, and it's a totally working phone. Works just fine. You can find some pretty good deals out there for things that are obviously not working, busted, I guess, broken. And if you kind of know what you're doing, you might get lucky and find some that work. Now, some of these ones that have where they turn on but the screen is black, that's typically some sort of a software bug. So I try and find those kind of listings. Now, that isn't 100% foolproof, of course. I would say my hit rate's probably like 50-50. So I have done this before. I just haven't made any videos about it. And yeah, it's about 50%. I'll get one that works, and then I'll turn around and I'll fix it, and I'll just I'll put it back on the marketplace and sell it. Or when worst comes to worst, I can't do anything about it. I just put it back on for the $20 or whatever I paid for it, and someone will pick it up eventually for that low cost. And it could be just they need a screen replacement or some sort of other part. But for this one, I was pretty sure that it was just a software issue. And granted, it was in very poor cosmetic condition, cracked screen, scratches everywhere, all around the phone. But you can get around that by just putting this UV tempered glass screen protector on here, and it looks pretty much like a brand new screen, except if you know that there's a crack there, you can kind of look for it. You can kind of barely see a little bit of there. It is not really that noticeable anymore. It's much less noticeable now. So anyway, overall, I think this is a success. I'll put a link down in the description to some of these things like the UV screen protector. You can find lots of those on AliExpress as well as cases and stuff, so not a big deal. That'll do it for this video. Talk to you guys in the next one.